Hey guys, this is Jason
This is
Douglas.
Adam MacArthur, voice of Yuji Itadori.
This is Derek Snow, the voice of Shinra Kusakabe.
This is Phil Parsons, voice of Kenny the Ripper Ackerman.
It's Nguyen. You are watching Voice of the Heroes. Take it away, Fleeboy.
What's good, everybody? You know who it is and what it is. And if you don't, it's the one and only one, Fleeboy Jetson from the Voice of the Heroes podcast. And if you're tuning in for the first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click that notification bell so you can be notified for upcoming discussions and interviews on your favorite heroes and villains from all across anime, animation, shows, things like that. And today we got a very special guest. You might have heard him in great anime shows like Solo Leveling, Kaiju Number 8, Chainsaw Man, The Apothecary Diaries, Genshin Impact, certain games he's been in. Let's welcome Charles Nguyen. How you doing?
Thank you, Mr. Jetson. I'm doing great today. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. It's a good day when the Knicks are playing. Hopefully they win, but thank you for coming on the show. And I definitely want to talk about Solo Leveling. Right now, it's massive, it's huge. It's one of the best shows I've seen in the last couple of years, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, there's been some great animes out there, but this is like setting a bar and been really peaked lately. So what was your initial reaction when you found out your part in such a massive popular series?
Oh my goodness, where do I start? And speaking of solo leveling, that's why I'm wearing that blue jacket right now, that Genu jacket.
Yeah, I
Well,
see.
I'm
Let's go.
I'm a huge fan of the series. I read the manga way back when manhwa, back when I was in college, and I always liked the series. You know, I thought the art was really cool. Um, but so, did you watch the most recent episode?
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for the
Oh,
finale. It was
oh
matter of
my
fact, if we
gosh.
want to get into spoilers chat, just fast forward a little bit, but we're gonna talk about the most recent episode. What did you think about it? How you felt about it?
I think, okay, I'm 32 years old, right? And I've watched my fair share of animes, from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, from Gurren Lagann, and, all that, Code Geass. Love those anime. But that fight, that Beru fight, oh my goodness, the music, the animation, the voice acting. With that part when their eyes like activate, like they started locking into each other and they become lines and then they just like fly around and then that one S rank guy was just like trying to catch up with him. Like, oh my gosh. And all I gotta say was that solidified, and in my personal opinion, that episode solidified that anime as my favorite anime of all time.
Yeah, I think it's heavy up there for me too. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's one of the most action packed. And don't get me wrong, just the concept alone on how he levels up, and the whole concept, the solo leveling itself is just brilliant. I think it's great writing, great characters from the side characters to the main protagonist. And we did hear a little comparisons of Hunter x Hunter. What did you think about that? Do you think there was similarities there?
First, I might get angry comments because of this, but I haven't I'm assuming you're talking about like Chimera arc or
Yeah.
whatever of Hunter x Hunter. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still in like the exams,
Mm,
um, where Hinoka, that's his name, right? The clown dude.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like killing randos. So I haven't really gotten that far, so I don't really have anything to say.
All right, cool. Well, me personally, it's been so long since I've seen Hunter x Hunter, to be completely honest with you, that I do get where people are going for. But I think, to be honest, I think the comparison stopped, but so much because solo leveling is nothing like Hunter x Hunter and vice versa. But let's talk a little bit about your character.
Okay, I play one of the minor characters, and it's a play on words because he's one of the minor characters in solo leveling. I basically am just like checking out, Jinu's like back muscles and just be like, wow, uh, wow, he's really like excavating that fast. Holy cow! Thank you so much for being part of our team.
That's pretty dope. Now, if solo leveling ever did additional seasons or a spinoff, would you like to return?
Of course, I love the series. This series, Like it motivated me to like work out even more. Um, just also becoming like a better person in general. So yes, I'm more than happy if I can audition for also spoilers, careful. For like Jinu's son, son, that'll be also pretty
Oh, that
cool
would be
too.
dope.
Yeah.
That would be dope. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now let's move on to another popular anime that came out, I believe, last year, and that's getting a movie this year, I believe, or another season. I know they just announced some information. I can't remember what it was. A new season, a movie. Kaiju number 8, right?
Oh
What
yeah,
was
it'd
the
be a new
recording?
season.
Is season 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we getting some new character designs from the old characters that I guess they're fixing it up to be, a little more favorable towards the fans. What was the recording process like for Kaiju number 8?
Uh, it was definitely fun. I know I voiced Kanji in Kaiju number 8. He has a very small role. He just gets eaten by, Kaiju number 9. But I've also played some additional voices on the side. One being like this random captain, just being like, you newbies need to do better. The recording process was really fun. Sean Gann, the director of the show, he
Hey,
just
shout
brought us.
out Sean Gann, man. He was on the show too, talking solo leveling. Big
Oh,
shout out to that man.
he's a
It's
king.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he
he's
ever
awesome.
watches this, thank you for everything you've done. That like he's amazing. And he's also part of why that show sounds so good. Um, Huge part of the show that would sound so good. But the recording process, it was really fun. Just working alongside Sean Gann and Jose Sandoval, that was really fun. Interacting with the characters in the show, especially Nazi, who plays Kafka, the main character. That was really fun too. And gosh, I mean, it's partly why I do this is because I love it. Just bringing these characters to life and just wow, we're recording this. I'm like Kaiju number 8. I remember reading this manga like 5, 10. I'm not 5 to 10 years, but like a few years ago. And now I'm actually in the studio recording this, and like it has a banger opening, banger ending. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like that. Just what you said right there. You went and you read the manga, right? And
Mm.
mind you, that must have been a full circle moment for you, and an unbelievable feeling to be at one point in your life reading the material and then actually being in the material. So, man, congratulations to you for that. I hope to see you back as the captain because you never know. You say you play the captain, right? You might come back season 2.
Yeah, who knows? Currently that captain is I think he's like unnamed, so I'm not entirely sure, but it's weird that he's unnamed considering that he shows up in like 2, 3 scenes and he's speaking most of the time, but who knows?
Yeah, let's hope so. Or hopefully you get recast as another character. That'd be dope. Speaking of recasting or casting, right? Are there any characters, fictional within animation, gaming, anime, whatever it is, right? That you would voice, who would it be? That you could voice, who would it be?
That is a good question because I mean like all the love to Alex Lay. He's godlike as Jinu Sung from Solo Leveling. I don't think I can what he's just so good. But if there was a character I would really, really love to voice, it would be uh that's a good question. It would either be Yu Narakami from the Persona 4 series
Oh,
and
interesting choice.
then Ken Masters from the Street Fighter games. I know my voice might be a little too high for him, but
That is
uh
actually a dope choice, man. I would like to
really,
see a Street Fighter series come back because we had like the animation movies and things like that.
yeah.
I think it did really well in the anime field. I would like to see it come back. Speaking of reboots and things like that, are there any current ongoing animes you would like to see turn adapted into a live action? Because some of them did good with Netflix, and then some of them didn't. Like you had a lot of criticism towards Death Note, Bleach, but then you had high praises for other series like One Piece and Rurouni Kenshi. So are there any particular animes that you would like to see turned into a live adaptation?
Dang, that's actually a really good question. I mean, the One Piece live action series is really good. Um, yeah, I share a lot of people's sentiments with the Death Note. Although having Willem Dafoe as Ryuk was a good choice. Dang, okay. If you give me a few seconds, let me think.
You know what I
Animation,
thought your answer was gonna be? Seriously?
like what? Solo leveling?
Solo leveling. I thought it was gonna be solo leveling.
Uh, I wonder if that can actually translate because, like, as you can see with the Ant King fight,
The budget
that's
will be
just
crazy.
how do you how do you translate that to the live action while still making it look cool? See, the thing about
Yeah.
animation is you can have all these crazy perspectives, that fight was so fast. How do you translate that to live action? But then I asked the same thing with the One Piece live action, and they did an amazing job with that. So, yeah,
Or
if
would
there
you go
was,
with something more grounded like um what's more ground like Blue Lock or something like that?
Blue Lock, Blue Lock, dang it, that's, hmm,
Do you think Blue Lock will make a great movie? Like live action adaptation?
yes, I definitely think it can, but it's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a little tricky. I mean, to be fair, have you watched Shaolin Soccer?
Yeah, I have. You
Can
would
you
go
pull
with
off?
that more than Blue Lock?
Um, I mean, if they could pull it off with Shaolin Soccer, I think they could pull it off with Blue Lock. Yeah, for sure. You know what, Blue Lock. That'll be a good thing. I'm not in that series. I really want to be. Uh, but yeah, Blue Lock. Blue Lock would be a good series
Yeah,
to
I
go
think
with.
that would be an awesome one as well. All right. What's something that most people don't know about voice acting, or they don't, or the biggest misconception about voice acting?
The biggest misconception, I'll list. One, it's just like we're putting on like a cartoony voice all the time. We don't actually, when it comes to like, and this is like a trend I'm noticing in like anime too. They're not, they've stopped really asking us to do like, like the anime breathy voice all the time. Like, yeah, I'm gonna defeat this guy. Now they're asking more. And let me tell you about my experience with recording with solo leveling. Caitlin Glass, the director, amazing director of the show. That show won an award for like best English dub because when I was recording it, she told me to like don't do anime reads when we're doing this. Solo leveling is grounded. We want this to be grounded.
Mm.
And a lot of people think like go into anime or you know we have to use the anime voice all the time. That's actually even with kaiju. I was told to do grounded takes and voice acting. People just think, oh, you're voice acting. You have to put on a voice. That's not necessarily true.
Okay, okay. So, speaking about, the process of voice acting and things like that, how do you balance your work and personal life with with the unpredictable nature of the industry?
Okay, that's a great question. I've been doing this for around 14 years.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, I'm 32 now, about to turn 33 in August. I've been voice acting since I was 19. Um, I would say how I find the balance is you have to, this is an industry where it's like constant grinding. Um, and you have to give yourself breaks because I know like some people who are just like, I'm gonna audition for everything. I'm going to just, do everything. I'm gonna audition for like 100 things in 1 month. And what that's going to do is it's just going to burn you out because
Hmm.
outside of voice acting, I work as a business systems analyst at a uh, one of like a company that creates like tax software. That's my day job, and honestly, there will be times I'm working like 60 plus hours a week because tax season comes up or a huge release needs to be out. I mean, I got a huge release this Friday. I got to wake up mega early.
That's what's
So
up.
yeah, and even after this interview, I have to I actually have an audition to do and other forms to fill out because
Hey, let's go,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Staying
It's
busy at work is a good thing in this industry, huh?
exactly. And let me tell you, we're gonna be a little personal here. I've only been in the Crunchyroll for around 2 years, and like I said, I've been voice acting since I was 19. I'm 32 now. Um, I would say the balance, learn how to give yourself breaks, and you have to be realistic with this industry. A lot of people, like, they're expecting to be like popular or hitting all these big anime in like a year. You have to be realistic. Sometimes I uh, you might not even get like a big role in 10 years. Even if you move down to California or down to Dallas, you have to be realistic because um you're gonna be in a world of hurt and disappointment if you're not. I mean, I got really, really lucky with Kaiju. I got really, really lucky with solo leveling. I know some friends, that have been at Crunchyroll for 4 or 5 years, and like they're not in shows like Solo Leveling. When they heard me get the role, they're like, "Holy cow! You only been here for like 2 years, and you're already in Solo Leveling. You're already in Kaiju." I'm like, I got lucky.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have to come into this industry with like you got to temper your expectations because I didn't expect solo leveling. It was one of my goals because I watched it last year. I was like, oh my gosh, if I could get into solo leveling, I would be so happy. But I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it at all. I was just like, there's a chance I might get into solo leveling, but I'm not going to be, I guess, in lack of a better word, entitled to it. It would be cool. And
I ain't
then,
gonna lie, I really love
yeah.
that for you that you was able to get in, which I know now is your favorite anime
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
It's like a great film. That's like me getting a role in Naruto or something like that. Like I
Oh,
would be just stoked. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's because that's my favorite anime, and that's what got me doing everything that I'm doing now. Speaking of great shows, right? You was
Mhm.
also in the Apothecary Diaries, right?
Yeah.
And that's a pretty new show. You think this show will come back for a season two?
They're already recording it.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, yeah, they're already recording it. Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Are we gonna see you back?
Um, I did read the manga, and yeah, my character shows up. He talks to Mao Mao for a few seconds. So yeah, I'll probably show up again. I'm not entirely sure which episode, but hopefully they include him in.
That's pretty dope, man. I'm hyped for you. All right, let's talk a little more about some personal stuff to you, right? What project out of all the projects you've been in, all the characters you voiced, which one meant the most to you and why?
Solo Leveling. I'm a huge fan. Again, I was a huge fan. And since
Let's
this is the
go.
first,
Hey, I respect it. Speak your truth.
yeah, yeah.
Your truth.
Last year really, I was not at the best place. I was at the lowest point. And, my friend was just like, hey, man, I know you're feeling down right now. You ever heard of this show called Solo Leveling? And I was like, yeah, yeah. I read the manga like back when I was in college. I know of it. It's a good series. And he's like, let's go watch it together. And then I watched from episode 1 to 12 of season one, and I was just like, okay, I gotta get in this show because you know what I really like about that show? It's like if you remember the Egress fight, he was on that chair, right? and Igris was about to like swing his sword at him, and then he blocks it with his like magic armor move with his hand, and he's like, "No, I haven't lost yet!" And then he throws up, pushes Igris towards the wall, stabs him in the eye. He's like, "Too shallow, dig deep, go deeper." And then he like goes all out Hail Mary and just stabs him. That right there is like, it showed me like, even though it gets hard, even though you're so close to giving up, you gotta push yourself. You gotta just keep going. Don't give up.
Fighting. You gotta keep
Yeah,
fighting.
exactly. And that's human persistence right there. People say that solo leveling, oh, it's a power fantasy, and they're not entirely wrong. But the thing is, Jinu worked for that. Who can deny the fact that Jinu worked for all the things that he gained? Because he didn't just sit around. He ran like a few kilometers. He did push-ups. He did sit-ups. He risked his life, basically like killing these monsters. Like, dude does not give up.
And he has a lot of courage.
Exactly. If you remember the fight with that snake, right? It's one of the first few episodes. He was still like weak around that time. He allotted all his points into strength, and he's like, he told himself, "I'll get stronger if it's the last thing I do." And those words resonated with me because like every day, since then, like I try to make sure I improve myself at least 1%. Either that's working out, therapy, you name it, because that's what the show is about. Like, it's about self-improvement, not giving up, being persevering through your hard times. Because again, like I said, who can deny Jinu's like wins? He worked hard for that. Dude almost died multiple times. He almost died multiple times.
And that's what I like about it too. It doesn't feel like he has plot armor. It feels like he's earning and building character development throughout the series, like organically. It's not like, whoever's writing this, or I'm pretty sure they're adapting, because I read the manga up to a certain point. Like, I didn't read it all the way through. Like, I haven't got down further, but I did read like season 1, and this is why I stopped reading things. Just hear me out, right? I want to get your take on this.
Yeah.
The reason why I stopped reading mangas that I know getting adapted into animes is because when Solo Leveling came out, I knew based off the show what was gonna happen, and it kind of took the enjoyment out for me a little bit, because season 2 I didn't know nothing, and I was like this the whole time.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Season 1, it was still really good, and I was still in love with this series, and especially the dub. It was so good. I usually don't do this. If I watch an anime and sub, I usually don't go back for the dub, because I've already seen it. I'm not, there's so much media out and so much I got to cover just here on the podcast that it's time consuming to go back. But normally, anybody who knows me, I love dub. I watch all my shows if I couldn't dub. That's one of the reasons why I love Netflix animes, because when they drop an anime, you get the option of dub or sub. Crunchyroll, you might have to wait a week or two for the dub to catch up. But when it's a show as hot as Solo Leveling, you don't want to wait around 2 weeks, because by then Twitter done spoiled it for you, TikTok clips, things like that. So my question is for you, right? Because you say you read the manga, did it take the enjoyment out for you as well, or did you see something that kind of amazed you from adapting it from the manga? Like, oh, they didn't do this in here, or oh, I like the way they did this.
Good question. And since you talked about being a Naruto fan, it reminded me of that whole Naruto versus Sasuke thing. In the manga, it was cool, right? But when they animated that, it was amazing.
Yeah, I get where you're going.
When they first go in, they clash, right? And then like Sasuke starts playing with his hand signs, and then like, I mean, it was going off what it was shown in the manga, but the way they animated it, and especially with this Beru fight, the Ant King fight, again, spoiler.
Spoilers.
They made it better, because in the manhwa, it was just a one-sided fight. Jinu shows up and is like, "Oh wow, what a joke," and nothing really happens. But in the anime, what I really appreciate from this is that it wasn't a free win. Like, there's that one part where the Ant King just holds Jinu down, right? And his claw was coming right towards his eye. That wasn't in the manhwa at all. That was anime only. But it shows like, like, oh, Jinu may be this strong, but this Ant King is also a menace too. Like he's not anyone to play with. You know what I mean? Like I like that. I like that there's struggles in fights. I don't like it when it's like completely free. It just takes away all the stakes. And obviously, I knew that Jinu was going to win, but they did a really good job amping up the fight for me. And it's like back to the Naruto versus Sasuke thing. I know Naruto was gonna win. They both lost their arm, one of their arms at the end, but the way it was animated, and especially when they ran out of chakra and just started like, punching
Throwing
each
hands.
other.
Yeah, they were throwing
Yeah.
hands for real.
They got like nothing else. They ran out of chakra, so they're just like, okay, we're just gonna beat each other up. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Now you made me look at it from a whole totally different perspective, and I love your take on that. Now let's move on to something also a little personal. Your Mount Rushmore of voice actors. These could be any four that inspired you or you looked up to, or that maybe when you was younger, like a voice that stuck for you. Like for instance, like Kevin Conroy as Batman. I grew up watching that show, so his voice, like he'll forever be my Batman.
Oh, he is the GOAT. Rest in peace, Mr.
Rest in
Conroy.
peace.
Rest
And
in
even
peace.
Mark Hamill as the Joker, like his Joker is so iconic to his
Everyone
voice
else basically copies from him because he's that. If you think of it like a Joker voice, people are gonna just do the Mark Hamill.
And you know what's crazy about it? When I
Yeah.
found out, and mind you, this was when I got a lot older, because you're not really looking at the when you're like 9 or 10 or 11, you're not looking at who's playing these characters. When I found out it was Luke Skywalker playing the Joker, I said, man, this man's range is incredible.
I hard agree with you. I hard
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah. So who would be your four, and who would be on your Mount Rushmore?
Okay, I'm gonna name the ones. And I guess when we're talking about Mount Rushmore, I think it's like five.
Four.
Four. My bad. Obviously Johnny Young Bosch. He's been a legend since back in the Power Rangers day.
I'm loving your list already, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I probably showed this in almost every video, but he is definitely one of my favorites too. I got the
Ichigo
chance to meet him.
Kurosaki. Yes.
Yeah,
And
I got the chance to meet him. He's a GOAT.
yeah. I mean, like when I started, gosh, it's gonna sound a little cringy, but like when I started voice acting, like period, back when I was a teenager, people were like, "Oh, hey man, you kind of sound like Johnny Young Bosch." I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then I started watching. I already watched Bleach by then, but I started listening more to the dub and started copying him because like I wanted to get better. If you want to, I was starting out, guys. So I was mimicking him a lot. But anyway. When it comes to the Mount Rushmore of voice actors, Johnny Yong Bosch and Yuri Lowenthal. And the reason why I include those two first is because Code Geass. I don't know if you watch Code Geass.
Now that's the one where he has like something like
He has
eye type thing where he can manipulate the minds of people.
Exactly, yeah. That's his Geass basically.
I think I seen it a long time ago, but I think I remember that show. And it's like mechs. They're in like mech suits. Some people.
Yeah, it's a mecha show with like powers and stuff, but
yeah, I seen like 1 or 2 episodes, to be honest with you.
Their performance literally made me really want to pursue voice acting. The dub, just for that anime, with those two coming against each other, like
they're both in that show.
They're both in that show.
Oh, I gotta check it out now. Just because
yeah.
you said that, I gotta check it out.
Johnny plays Lelouch, the main character, and then Yuri Lowenthal plays Suzaku, basically Lelouch's rival. And like these two, they go at it with each other. I mean, like, Yuri Lowenthal plays like Sasuke, right? But gosh, Johnny and Yuri going against each other in this series, my goodness. The performance it was just so good where I'm just like, hey, I kind of want to do this voice acting stuff too. They're like they were that performance, their performances were that good to the point where I'm like, I want to pursue voice acting. And I mean, I've watched shows like the Batman animated series with Kevin Conroy and all that. Like, don't get me wrong, those guys are legends in my eyes as well. I watched a lot of Looney Tunes, so Mel Blanc, amazing as well. Uh, okay, sorry, back to the
You got
Rushmore.
two. You got Yuri
Yeah.
and you got Johnny.
Okay. This is going to be a very interesting personnel take. I'll say next. It will be Mr. Lawrence. And if anyone doesn't know who Mr. Lawrence is, he's the guy who plays Plankton. He's the guy who plays Larry the lobster. Um, I think I'm assuming a lot of people have watched SpongeBob already.
Yeah, they just
But
came out with a Plankton movie also
yeah,
on Netflix.
and I didn't know that. Also, it's just his screams. They're just so funny and visceral. Like there was this one scene where SpongeBob was trying to do like a stand-up thing, right? And then you hear this fish way out in the back, right? He goes and says, and hopefully it doesn't like mute me because of Zoom or whatever, where he's like, "Oh, brother, this guy stinks." And, and I to this day, I love that sound clip. Like every time I'm in a bad mood, I just watch that scene. It would just make me laugh. I mean, Tom Kenny, who plays SpongeBob, is a legend himself. He also plays Spyro the Dragon. But Mr. Lawrence, oh my goodness, he made a lot of happy moments in my childhood.
You got one more now. You got one spot.
One more. All right. Okay. If there was someone I also really, really respect, it's D. Bradley Baker.
Interesting choice. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched The Bad Batch. I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, huge Star Wars fan. Clone Wars, Rebels made me
Okay.
tear up. Grown
All
man
right.
crying, seen it.
Okay.
You gonna
So, so,
lie.
so, so you know your stuff. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So, Bad Batch is basically, the clones of Jango Fett, just taking care of this female clone called Omega. And it's literally just D. Bradley Baker talking to like four different versions of himself. I'm like, that's all D. Bradley Baker? My goodness, this guy has a range. I myself don't have a crazy vocal range. It's really hard for me to like go higher. I'm still working on that. But this guy can make himself sound so distinct. Yeah, like imagine playing like four characters. They're technically clones, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they sound so distinct from each other. The amount of talent you need to have to do that is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane because he sounds like Rex in one thing, he sounds like this big meathead in the other, and then he sounds like this very intelligent person with one of the clones. And I was like, dude, how do you do this, man? Like, it's crazy. So D. Bradley Baker, he is incredibly talented.
That's crazy that you said that, right? Because I recently watched an interview on the Breakfast Club with Jonathan Majors, and he said that was one of the reasons why he loved playing Kane, the Conqueror, because there was so many different versions of the character that he get to, really like dig his teeth into that character and like focus on the range and be so many different versions of himself, but the same character. And I think that's a fantastic list. Now, we're gonna play a little game before we let you go, right?
All
We're
right.
gonna list a bunch of anime names. You're gonna pick one. At the end, we're gonna have a winner. All right. So this is your list, your choice. We're gonna start off with which one? Naruto or Bleach?
Naruto,
Naruto or One Piece?
One Piece. I have a tattoo for
Oh,
One Piece.
okay. Or One Piece. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I got the
Go ahead, gang.
yeah.
I see you. All right. One Piece or Kaiju number 8?
I'm sorry, One Piece. I mean, I've been watching One Piece since I was in middle school. I've been a huge fan ever since. It's gonna be One Piece.
One Piece or One Punch Man?
One Piece.
One Piece or Dragon Ball Z?
That's a hard one, but oh, I gotta say One Piece. Gotta say One Piece. One Piece does things better than Dragon Ball Z does.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. One Piece is the GOAT right now, too. One
Mm-hmm.
Piece of Demon Slayers.
One Piece.
One Piece or JJK.
One Piece.
One Piece of Solo Leveling.
Ah, compare apples and oranges right here, man. That's hard. That's really, really hard. Because I'm in love with solo leveling right now. Like, absolutely. But I also really love One Piece as well. It's funny because I'm wearing like the blue jacket and also has the tattoo.
Tattoo.
So like
What a
it's
predicament you're in, huh?
yeah, I'm in a pickle right now. Both show have they helped me through my hardest times. It's really hard. Uh I gotta say One Piece.
Oh, let's
Eh,
go. One Piece or Full Metal Alchemist.
the original or Brotherhood?
Brotherhood. Let's do Brotherhood.
Damn, that is a it's funny. Now you're mentioning all my top 5 anime. Dang. I gotta say, Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
Woo!
and
Okay. Full
uh,
Metal Alchemist or Attack on Titan.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood by far. Yeah.
Okay, talk that talk. Full Metal Alchemist or oh no, I don't want to say that. Well, we could Pokemon. I don't know if you're a Pokemon fan, but that's
I'm a huge Pokemon fan. First game was Yellow, and Full Metal Alchemist for sure.
Full
Is that?
Metal
Oh, sorry.
or Full Metal or Cowboy Bebop.
Full Metal.
Full Metal or Death Note.
Full Metal.
Full Metal or Trigun.
Full Metal.
And Full Metal it is, man. That's pretty dope.
It's
I
it.
you know what's crazy? That anime right there, I feel like um has been like underappreciated, if I want to say, right? I feel like, you know, being that I feel like it's getting lost in time somewhat, right? Because, you know, first and foremost, you know, I don't know if you know, but the main protagonist, the voice actor of that, you know, went through some legal issues or whatever the case may be. And then, you know, so, you know, I don't see too much promotion for it anymore like that, or you know, on certain platforms or it being discussed in anime debates and things like that, because usually in anime debates they don't use Edward Edward as a you know a power ranking or something like that. It's usually Gojo versus Kakashi or characters like that, Goku versus Saitama or whatever the case may be. So I feel like maybe I could be wrong. Correct me in the chat, but I just don't see enough love for Brotherhood Alchemist. I mean Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like they used to be.
And I think that's mainly because of the Vic Mignogna situation, and that I think it's been. If you can give me just a second, guys, I think it's almost been 2 decades
Yeah, it
since
has been a while, right?
Brotherhood. Like, give me a
Now I
second.
know they had a little resurgence with the live action adaptation, which was like kind of hit and miss for me. I ain't gonna front. For me, it was a popcorn movie. It was entertainment for me, and I kind of had a little fun with it. I didn't think the it was that good, but did you happen to see it on Netflix?
I did. Wasn't a huge fan, mainly because they skipped through way too much.
Hmm.
And honestly, especially with a series like Full Metal Alchemist, you can't do that with one movie. That takes at least maybe 3 movies. I think a trilogy would have been sufficient. There's
Yeah.
so many characters. There's a lot of plot points. A lot of character development, especially character development with Full Metal Alchemist, and just one movie is not enough to cover that all.
Who was your favorite character in that series?
Ooh, that. Well, okay. Who was my favorite character? I would say my favorite character has to be dang, that's a good question.
Damn, you love them all?
No, the characters in that show, like even like the bad characters are good. Like when it
Mm.
comes to like wrath, lust, greed, envy, like I felt bad when greed died.
Mm.
And it's weird too because like usually, obviously he's greed, he's not a good guy, but then somewhere along the way where Ling was talking to Greed, he's like, "Oh, what about your friends?" And that's when Greed actually shows his true self. Like he misses his friends. He feels bad for killing them, and then like he, you know, gives Ling his freedom and all that. Oh man, such a good series. It's complex too. I'm stuck between Edward Elric or Alphonse.
Okay.
Because there's that quote at the end about going through life's tribulations and then having a heart made of full metal, which is very profound for me. And I would have to say it's gonna have to be Edward Elric, and that's a very close match between Alphonse and Edward. Those two characters, they definitely gone through a lot, and Edward, going with his guilt of having his little brother's body just gone and then having to put a seal on like a piece of armor just so his soul isn't like completely gone. And man.
Any conventions you going to maybe you might be at, or anything in the work that you're able to talk about? If you're not, it's cool. I don't want to get you in trouble with any NDAs
You're,
and
you're
anything like
good.
that.
I'm actually not repped by any agencies yet. I'm still working on that. Um, so no convention visits so far, but that definitely is uh part of the plan. But there is something that's really cool. It's one of the games I'm in. I'm very proud to be part of it. The game is called Stranova. It's like an anime first person shooter. Well, not first person, third person shooter. Um, I recorded for one of my characters. He has a really cool skin, and it was really, really cool recording for him. So when that skin comes out, I won't say what type of skin, but like it's cool. I can't wait to actually hear it in the game.
That's what's up. Well, this has been the episode with Charles Nguyen. Thank everybody for coming through. Heroes, villains, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please help us out. And also, we got the PS5 giveaway going on. All you got to do to enter and win is just leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, and make sure you're a subscriber. Let us know in the comment section who you want to see next on the podcast. And like always, make sure you love yourself, pass that love on, and love others. And if nobody told you, your boy love you, man. Until next time. We out of here.
Sing it with me, pretty Cali, pretty Cali.